Recently, the Supreme Court of the United States made a very controversial decision. You say, what else is new? Well, this is new. The decision that they made has declared that Americans who can hold dual citizenship, Americans who are born in Jerusalem, cannot state that they are citizens of Israel. They're mutually exclusive. Facts on the ground make no difference. This is a political decision, and a politically wrong decision, I would suggest. In response to that, the Congressional Israel Allies Caucus has made a statement. They've challenged this. This caucus is chaired by Congressman Trent Franks, a Republican from Arizona, and Congressman Elliot Ingalls, a Democrat from New York. Trent Franks said this. He introduced the recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of the state of Israel. And he said, because Obama refuses to reflect the unified American voice that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, Congress has been placed in a very uncomfortable position of having to confirm to the world who our allies are. The goal of the Supreme Court, the goal of the law that the Supreme Court repealed was to hold the U.S. President to his own statement that Jerusalem will remain the capital of Israel and it must remain undivided. Now, the President has said that. He is also reneged on that as well. Franks explained, adding that Obama misled the American people when it comes to his support of an undivided Jerusalem. Franks called for the White House to a, quote, noble act of courage and justice that comports who we are as Americans and recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital and move the U.S. Embassy there. I see Jeb Bush has also advocated that. He's the only one of the candidates running for president at this point that I'm aware of that has advocated that. There are other congressmen who've made a statement with regard to that. Representative Peter Roskam from Illinois posited that the administration is politically punishing U.S. citizens who were born in Jerusalem. He said Americans born in Jerusalem should be able to list their birthplace as Israel on their passport. It is that simple. Jerusalem is the rightful capital of Israel and the historic homeland of the Jewish people. So what does God have to say about all this? Well, he has spoken, and he has not stuttered. 2 Chronicles 6. Behold, I have chosen Jerusalem for my name to be there, Yahweh says. I have chosen David to rule my people Israel. So Jerusalem and Israel are inseparable in the mind of God, and they will remain that way eternally. 2 Chronicles 12:13, Jerusalem, the city Yahweh has chosen out of all the tribes of Israel in which to put his name. At that time they will call Jerusalem the throne of Yahweh, and all nations will gather in Jerusalem to honor the name of Yahweh. The closing verse actually of Ezekiel 48, the last chapter of his prophecy, it says this, the name of the city of Jerusalem from that time on will be, not Jerusalem, but Yahweh Shammah. Yahweh is there. Yahweh is the God of the Judeo-Christian. Allah is the God of the Palestinian. Jerusalem will be named after Yahweh. Make no mistake about it, God has been clear. And he has the last word on this. And we can be grateful for that. The facts on the ground do not lie. Anyone born in Jerusalem is born in the state of Israel. And that cannot really be contested. Till next week, Ogi of Oshilo, or until Messiah comes, Yivareka Yahweh. Yahweh bless you, Yahweh bless those you love and those who love you.
Spoken summer 2014. sound of thunder woke me up from my sleep. Throngs of angry people storming European streets, waving signs, shouting things that you wouldn't believe. Death to Jews in France, no chance, you heard me. Even worse, it was gas to Jews in Germany. I don't know about you, but it's starting to worry me. Barely made the news. It's cool, they assure me. Just Muslim immigrants watching Gaza and worrying. Israel's killing innocents is really unnerving them. And maybe they in ignorance show something disturbing. A little overzealous, that accounts for their wording. At least that's what they tell us, so we ignore what's emerging. And unfortunately, they smirking. We got no idea about the evil that's lurking. There's a storm coming. If all this hate's about the state of Israel, now what's that got to do with pulling food from the shelves of a grocer in London who was too afraid to sell something kosher, lest he be attacked as well? What that Jewish owned pharmacy burned down as I sell when Muslims bombed us in the guy with Molotov cocktails. The day in 1942, Nazis murdered Jews there. My getting through to you, my making it clear it's anti-Semitism, not anti-Israel. So used to living what they think is no big deal. All this violence and hate, they ain't going nowhere. We can't wish it away with some span or a spell. Get your head out of the sand, Europe, this is for real. Can't unsee what I've seen, don't unhear what I tell. Jew hatred runs deep, it's a bottomless well. Now that hatred is back, like cancerous cells. Jews are under attack, somebody ring the bell. It's high tide, water rising, better brace for the swell. There's a storm coming. Listen, hear that thunder in the distance, getting closer every minute. Did you ever wonder what you're missing? When you're too busy to pay attention, can't you sense it? Storm's coming any minute. No sense in waiting till we're in it. 2 by 2 we gon' send them for the rain start spilling. Now you know we got a mission, are you with me? I ain't being alarmist, I ain't trying to shock. The summer wasn't anything like Kristallnacht. There was a day you see what's coming or you choose to not. Like when Theodore Herzl witnessed how they Dreyfus and the decorated French Jew accused of treason. Jacques Hughes convicted for no reason. Paris streets that were teeming with people shouting and screaming, no doubt about it increasing. Then Dreyfus couldn't appease him. State imagined a grievance, like credence to the belief that maybe the Jews were the reason for all the problems they see. Herzl watched the proceedings and then it hit him the need of his fellow Jews for a state. The only place they'd be free from the tidal wave of hate about to flood the whole region. He made his case for escape. He tried to reach him, but it was too late before the world believed him. He saw the storm coming. That was back in 1894, 40 years before the show hit Europe's shores. What if they listened when he tried to warn about the storm clouds he saw beginning to form? What if they listened to Noah when he was building the ark? Not a cloud in the sky, man, no cause for alarm. But he had the foresight to see the flood from afar. Not to see as he liked, but see things as they are. Now seeing it's easy, but believing it's hard. Cause then we choose to ignore it or to do our part. Do we lay on the beach and watch the sky grow dark? Or do we stand in the breach and get the people ashore? We got no excuse, don't gotta look that far. See the storm clouds gathering, the sky grow dark. Hear the thunder rattle, see the lightning spark. There's a storm coming, whether we're ready or not. Listen, hear that thunder in the distance, getting closer every minute. Did you ever wonder what you're missing? When you're too busy to pay attention, can't you sense it? Storm's coming any minute. No sense in waiting till we're in it. 2 by 2 we gon' send them for the rain start spilling. Now you know we got a mission, are you with me? Dreyfus, so many guys that Theodore Herzl to see it. So why does it take the likes of ISIS then for us to believe it? They screaming death to the Jews and Hitler was right. You think they don't mean it? Just ask the 4 people dead outside that Belgian museum. I ain't saying be scared, I got my rhymes and my reasons. I'm talking signs of the seasons, you gotta know how to read them. So to swallow, I'm pleading. If you can follow, I'm bleeding. I'll do my best to get you there. I'll be your Sacagawea. That old serpent, sown a lot to see. One day soon, he's coming to reap. Let's not wait for that fruit, man, those roots run deep. Was there ever an age when hating Jews wasn't the thing? It comes and goes in waves like a pendulum swings. And there's a wall of water coming like you wouldn't believe. Never again, happen again, I ain't waiting to see. No, I'ma warn him about the storm and I'ma help him to leave. El Al, the higher ground, touchdown in Tel Aviv. Up to Israel, where the showman never sleeps. We going 2 by 2, you finally see what I mean. Headed to an arc between the Jordan and the sea. אז בוא נעלה למדינת היהודים.